You know what I mean? Isn't that cool?
So God's hand holding the globe.
Yeah, in the void of space. Like the black is literally space. Like literally, this is.
Because everywhere else around it is color.
Yeah.
What's the red?
Jesus' blood, man.
Jesus' blood.
It covers it.
See, I didn't have a distinct meaning for it, but you walking up saw that, right?
Oh, immediately.
You're not wrong.
But like, dude, I spent so much time thinking about. You think about how all the other planets don't have life. You remember how like God instructed His people, put blood of lamb over my door, and I will keep you. This is such a cool. It really was like, wow, 9 planets in our solar system. This one's covered with the blood of the lamb. This one's the only one that has life. Think about Jupiter, Saturn. They do not have life, even Mars. But this one, this planet does. I love that. I love it too because I always thought there was a distinct difference between the water, the color of water, and the reflection of it. The sun or the atmosphere bounces back. So I love that there's like that difference there. And then, not to be cryptic, but this is hell. Like the New Jerusalem, He literally puts the new kingdom over it. Like that's such an iconic hellfire orange to me. I don't know. What really did it for me, I was like, am I thinking about this the right way? Even the dripping of God's glory on this part of the painting is cool. But like this black is literally the void of space. Like it's like He was telling me this is what I need you to see right now. Is remember this is all in my hand. Um, I don't know. I feel like it's almost as if God like crept into your painting and said, "Hey, like, give me this corner real quick, man." And this is what He wanted to show as this whole thing captures your caption, like your life caption. It's like I don't know. It draws you down because of the arrow. You're reading it this way, and then like Jesus, world in His hands. I didn't know the way you actually do it, but this kind of feels like when a painter, Megan kind of painter, when she's done, she wipes her the paint somewhere, wipes on her feet, wipes on her arms, wherever. I feel like God did this with His hands, right? Look, hear me out. He did this. You're doing this, like He's letting you paint here. He's like, let me get this corner. I want to remind whoever would look this way. I've got you all my hands through the blood of my son. And then He was done. And He's like, oh yeah, and I love it because He finished His painting after you. And what makes me think that is after you've put your life caption, this detail of the red being over suggests to me you walked away. This is how I see it. I know I'm probably overdoing it, but like this is literally where I spent my time. You you put your caption, you're like, we good, we're done, this is beautiful, I'm not gonna touch the side, this is beautiful. You walked away and He literally was like, yeah, I guess we're done. And He did this. Like He literally was like, all right, cool, get that off of me. Like it was after you were finished. You know what I mean? Because like the red is above it. If it was Him first and you, it would be underneath the gold. But it's in front. And then to finish, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But God always proves right. So I don't know. I'm just saying, it's not me being right. I was looking at this going, God, why do I love this so much? So that's my little thing about this.
So it's so dope that I'm sitting here in solitude with God, and like sometimes sometimes I practice, like I knowingly practice whatever it is that I do. So far as I practice teaching, I practice teaching in front of God, I practice painting live in front of God, I practice painting, teaching lessons, speaking, explaining my artwork, explaining lessons, just any detail that involves me actually giving effort and, with my talents, I practice it with God. So I'm sitting here and I made a comment about, I paint a lot of flames on my artwork and my clothes and stuff, our artwork and clothes. So I'm going through this, I don't want to call it a tangent, but I'm going through like this bit with God. And I said, fall back, you see these flames on me? And then I said that a while ago, like I wrote that down, like, fall back, you see these flames on me. And he started explaining like what that meant. So, it's lit that I'm an artist, and every time I get a new detail or accent in the artwork, every time I notice it and I start using it. So the flames, for example, the texture, me layering words, me using like, specialty paints, metallic accents and stuff like that, like super rare color or ultra rare colors, like, you know what I'm saying? Like every time I'm applying or incorporating those details like that, like that's a stripe from God. Like I try not to use my talents without him. Like I try not to use my talents in a revengeful way or use them in spite of or whatever. Like I just try to just use it with him, directed with the Father. So once I realized that, I'm like, wow, like that's amazing. Like I'm getting stripes in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like God, all these ideas come from God. Everything I'm doing comes from God, like comes from the Father. Like the Father owns and controls everything at all times. So all of these paintings, all of these outfits, all of these ideas, all of these lessons, all of these opportunities, everything comes from God. And you might not agree, whoever is listening to this, but I'm talking about my life. You know what I'm saying? Everything I own in my world, in this world that I live in, from my perspective, everything is owned and controlled by the Father. Like, so, man, I'm getting stamped. Like, that's a stamp that he's like entrusting me with more and more details, like more and more accents, more and more opportunities to grow and be transformed through Jesus, with Jesus, to be like the Father. Like, this is dope. I'm grateful, man. All the crowns my characters have, and man, those all are like stripes from God. Like that's super turnt. Like I don't know, with the art and just with my whole life, like I want to show people like God is turned, like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever, like God pushed the biggest P, like, you know what I'm saying? God super turned, like he lit, super understanding, you know what I mean? And I don't even deserve these ideas. Like I don't deserve none of this stuff. Like the good stuff, I don't deserve it. We really deserve to die. But he gracious and merciful, like I deserve to die, but he giving me more ideas to bring to life and bring on earth. Like you just don't find a God that can just be that sovereign. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I gotta go. Back to solitude with God. Peace.
Don't feel like you messed up. Nobody messed up. Wherever you at, we can get it to where it needs to be. All you gotta do is take your. Hey, matter of fact, that's what I was trying to get y'all to understand this whole time in the class. You're gonna have problems. You're gonna face things that you don't know how to do. You're gonna have uncertainties. But if you can stop and just think and process what's going on, you can approach the situation better. They can stop a lot of this. They can stop a lot of behavior issues.
About his wonderful ministry and the work that he's doing here in the city. And then we'd love to have Aaron Mallory from Low Community come up as well.
Thank you, Ms. Tracy. First off, I want to say thank you to God for the opportunity to be able to use my talents. Next, I want to say thank you to Ms. Tracy for giving me the opportunity. My name is Christian Dry. Professionally, I go by C. Dry. Graffiti and abstract artist here in the city. I use my artwork in the CPS district to teach kids how to recognize and express emotions. It's kind of social emotional learning, but it's also a way that I glorify God. So in the moment live, God and I working on the beats. So it's still the testimonies and whatever I feel God is telling me to put on the campus. So one thing I did put on the campus for you is like really inspired generations. So I'm 34 now. I've been watching you on TV my whole life. Now the name sound old, but it's a blessing. So to be able to be here and be a part of this, representing Black Family Union, Black Art Speaks, my neighborhoods, Lincoln Heights, and Winter Terrace, it's amazing. To be able to use your talents that God gave you to impact the city. So I'm proud to be on the same team as you, working to continue to influence and impact and use your talents in a lovely way. So I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Thank you again for the opportunity. Ms. Tracy, I appreciate it. So hope to see you guys.
Low Community.
So, and they got big I talk like and I feel about that shit like, so it's like, bro, you got the proof,
that shit
bro.
mean a lot too, bro. I swear.
Because
Yeah.
when I talk about you to a kid or talk about I got proof. Like, man, listen, it could go where you think it can't go.
Yeah.
Just keep it. Look at my boy. That's simple. And that's pushing peace. That's pushing prosperity. That's pushing power.
Yeah.
Black power.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to keep telling them, like, can you imagine how many young guys missed out on this meeting you and Ronald as older companions?
That's why I was dope when we met Sean up there at Treetop. Like,
can you imagine how many young guys really missed out on that? Like,
yeah.
because everybody that's from out here ain't always around or out here.
Yeah.
And it was mass people that could have impacted these young men differently and better too.
Yeah.
But they just weren't here.
Yeah.
So that's why when you do your thing and you throw I know why you and how you come. Because it's for real like that. You ain't playing.
Bro, that's, ain't playing at all. Like, when it's time to step forward, bro, like, I'm coming up 100% confidence, like, really showing them. All my kids just got awards, art awards, bro. Just imagine it's kids who go through their whole life and never received an award, never received a congrats. My kindergartners, my third grade, like, they really, you cannot tell them I'm not famous. Like, they be like, you got a YouTube. I'm like, bro, that shit got 3 views. You got a YouTube, Mr. Drower. You think, like, man, they be going crazy. You can't tell them shit about me. Like, they stepping for Mr. Drower. Kindergartners, like.
That's what's gangster though.